Today, I wanted to show you guys exactly how I went from level 1 to level 100 in the Forge. I'm going to be going over everything from weapons to armor to the best money methods in this game and the best ways to level up. Basically, give you guys every cheat code you need to become better than your friends and basically everyone else you come across. If you guys want more of the Forge videos, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so when you first load in, this is what it looks like. This is the first world, basically the spawn area. And it's going to tell you to talk to this guy, Sensei Moro. You want to remember him because he is going to be one of the biggest money-making methods for when you're just starting. He's going to instruct you to basically come over here and buy this pickaxe. It's the bronze pickaxe. Once you do that, there's the cave right here that you go inside of and you mine rocks. It's pretty simple. When you mine each one of these rocks, it's a luck chance of what you get. As you can see at the bottom, 1 in 5 iron. What I'm going to show you is basically exactly what you need to have the best luck to get the best things out of these rocks. First things first is going to have to be your race. On the right side, it shows you the percentages of what race. So the most common is human and the best is angel and demon. Each one of these races have different perks that you get with it. Some are better for things like luck, finding certain ores easier, or getting drops from enemies faster. I currently have demon, which is more enemy based. It makes me attack faster, move faster, and do more damage. And also one thing cool about angel and demon is you can move faster. As you can see, I'm teleporting around the screen and an angel basically just flies in the air. It's pretty broken. I'll put on the screen right now all the codes that are currently active in the game. You have to redeem these codes to be able to get spins, and what you do is you roll your race to try and get something good. I think there is only currently one code that is working in the game, but codes come out every single day, so you just have to keep updated on it. Next thing we're going to go over is pickaxes. During the tutorial, he basically tells you to buy this bronze pickaxe. When you click on it, it tells you all the stats of it. So it has a mind power of 9, luck boost of 0, and rune slot of 0 as well. Say I were to come over to this platinum pickaxe. This has a mind power of 24, a luck boost of 25, and a rune slot of 2. We'll get into runes later on. There's also a bunch of side quests that you can do to make extra money to get better pickaxes. As you can see, if you talk to these guys, they'll give you quests on the left of your screen. It's telling me to get 3 stone, 3 cardboardite, and 3 copper. So as I mine these pebbles, I get random things like I just got copper, and you basically just want to sit here until you get this quest finished. So once you complete a quest, some of them they'll instantly go away. So I just completed the mining quest and it gave me XP and money. As you can see, you can do it again. If they have a question mark over their head, that means they have a quest for you. For the killing, they don't ever usually go away. You have to go to the guy to finish it. So when you talk to him, he gives you XP as well as money for finishing that quest. You guys just have to trust me on this. This is probably the best way to level up to get out of this world. You have to be level 10 to get to the second world. And these guys are a good money making method, mainly because you can do them over and over again. Now, one big tip that I do tell literally everyone I try and help in this game: never sell your ores here. When I go in here, I'm able to sell all my ores that I got from mining those rocks. So say the best thing that I got out of it was bananite. If I sell 3 of them to him, he's only going to give me $38. But if you come over to this guy, next to Sensei Moro, there's this thing called the Forge. When you put all these ores together, I'll explain this more in detail in a minute, but say I put 10 of each ore that I just got in here, and I make a heavy chest plate with 33 ore, which is probably about the amount you're going to have after finishing that quest. What you want to do here is just make sure that you are trying your hardest to make everything perfect when it comes to this, because the higher the percentage of you doing a good job in these mini games is the higher amount that you're going to get when you sell them. There's no really tips other than practice when it comes to these games. And as you guys can see, I got a heavy chest plate right here. So we want to make sure that to try and get perfect on every single one of these. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so now it's finishing, and you guys remember that $38 from earlier that you're about to sell? Yeah, this is $445. And that's using not even good ore. So one of the best ways to get better pickaxes would be doing those quests that I showed you before. I also have a few more quests that I need to show you guys. But the best way to save up money if you want to mine is to never sell your ores, but to craft them into things to sell. So when I come over to the weapons guy and the night chest plate, this is the one we just made. We click on it. It's 445. There we go. You just made way more money by literally just doing a little bit more work. All right, now for quests in this area, to get to level 10 and to get the money for the platinum pickaxe, one of them is Bard. If you come over here, I've already done it, so there's a check mark over his name. But if you talk to him, he'll basically just yell at you and tell him he needs his guitar. So when you get down in the cave, right to your left, there's going to be this green wall right here. If you go into the corner and you drop down into this little lair area, right here on this undead man will be his guitar. Now you go back to Bard, click on him, and it will give you money and XP as well. Basically in World 1, there's nothing nothing crazy that you can really forge with when it comes to armor or weapons. Your goal right now is to basically make heavy set armor. So when you come to the forge and you put in a bunch of things, it says light currently. The more you put in, the heavier it gets. So when you want to put in a bunch of things until it gets to heavy right here. The best ores for this area are going to be either blue or purple. The best things to build out of, in my opinion, would be poopite, platinum, mushroomite, and gold. Now with weapons. When I first started off, it honestly depends on what you want to do, but statistically in this game, the best thing you can make, cheapest for the most amount of damage, would be a katana. So say I were to put in 3 poopite, 2 platinum, 5 mushroomite. It says gauntlets is 47, katanas 42. So if I were to put in a few more katana, this is the highest percentage you can get, 72%. I'm going to go ahead and forge this. Ended up getting iron hands. Not sure why. That's the problem with this, but as you guys can see, this isn't even that bad. This is actually what I used for the first world. 13 damage at 0.51 speed. But that's really all I can give you for this world, mainly because you're not here for that long, maybe at most an hour until you get to level 10, and then you move on to the second world. Now that we're in world 2, there's a lot more things we can go over. To our left are the pickaxes, and yes, I know they are extremely expensive, but trust me, money is going to be way easier to make here. A lot of the things in world 2 are the same. We have Woe, who sells and buys armor and swords. We have the pickaxes, we have the ore guy, we have the potion shop, and we also have the forge. As you can see, Sensei Moro still somehow kicking it for his old age. And one tip I do want to give you guys, finish all the quests in world 1 before you come to world 2. So for quests here, there's Sensei Moro, there's this forger guy, and then behind spawn, there is an island over there. And this is one of the first things that you want to do whenever you come to this world. There will be a monkey right here. When you talk to this monkey, he will ask you to get him some banana-ite. You want to click 30 ore and then go back to world 1 and get 30 banana-ite for him. Okay, now once we walk up this pathway, there's Line. His quest is a little bit harder than normal. You can talk to him anyways because you can have an unlimited amount of quests. He basically asks for a very rare ore called Firite. This is probably a later quest for whenever you have the extra time to get the Firite for him to get the XP. If you keep going down the path all the way up, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. There's Isaac right here, which I have seen everyone make the same mistake. When you talk to him, he's going to ask for a health potion. Your first thought is to come all the way down here, buy the health potion right here, and just give it to him, and then that's easy money and XP. But no, you're actually going to need to open your portal, go back to world 1, walk all the way over here, buy the health potion 1 from here, put your teleporter back, walk up to him, and then give him the health potion 1, not the 2. Everyone has made the mistake. If you buy that one down there, he will not take it. He will call you disgusting. Just give him the health potion 1. There's Malik. He's just a chill dude who sits at the campfire. Doesn't really have a quest, but he's cool. Then there's Captain Rowan. If you guys remember Sensei Moro from the first world, that's basically Captain Rowan of this world, but for enemies. He has 8 quest lines, I believe. Every time you finish one, you get another, and each one gives you more and more money. And then there's the Masked Stranger. The thing about the Masked Stranger is that this is a daily quest. Some of them, once you complete them, you can't do them again. Masked Stranger resets every 24 hours after you finish your quest. So if I come up and talk to him, you ask him what he needs. He needs 50 skeleton rogues, 30 axe skeletons, 15 death axe, and 5 bombers. This might seem like a lot, but he does give you quite a bit of XP and money, and you can do this daily. This mine is a bit of a learning process. It is bigger, but it's about the same layout. So the further you go, the better the enemies get. This is a skeleton rogue, which you need to kill 50 of. Then there's the axe skeletons. They're the skeletons with the armor on and the axes in their hands. Then there's the death axe skeletons, which are a lot bigger. They have a red cape, and they do a lot more damage. And then there are bomber skeletons. These skeletons don't attack you instantly. They run around with a bomb. They're the easiest to kill, but the hardest to find. Each one of these enemies in this world drops something called a rune. If you open up your inventory, you'll see a bunch of them after you get done killing them and doing your quests. Each enemy drops their specific rune. One of the hardest runes to get, for me at least, and one thing I recommend, is to make sure you have the best luck you can have equipped whenever you're going for these, because it's a 1 in 15 chance, but they're the minor rune. Only the bomber skeletons drop them. And when you come to the rune maker, who is across from the enchanter over by the forge, you can put these runes on your pickaxe. There's different ones. There's mind power, there's luck, and there's yield. And there's also mining speed. I usually only put luck on my pickaxe, mainly because that's what I'm looking for, the best luck. And after you get settled into the second world, my biggest suggestion to you is to get the titanium pickaxe. It's 22,500. It has a way higher luck boost than your current one and a way higher mining power. Once you have that pickaxe, pickaxe. It should be fine for now, and you do not want to spend your money on any of these. The reason for that is because if you come back to the first world and you go back into the cave, you want to make a right and go all the way down. Once you go all the way down to the right, you'll see this room right here. As you walk into this room, there's the arcane pickaxe. Yes, I know it's 125,000, which can be a bit aggressive, but with things like the goblin race, which has a 12% discount, you can get this for 110,000. But with a lot of grinding, this pickaxe is definitely worth it. But don't worry if you did buy one of these pickaxes. It's not the end of the world. It's not like you can't get your money back. If you come over to Woe and go to that pickaxe that you bought earlier that you now regret and want to sell it, he'll give you 75% of the money back. Now, once you guys have grinded a little bit, gotten better armor, a better sword, and a better pickaxe, now you're ready for the next area. If you come over here and talk to Amber, you ask her what she needs, she'll need you to kill 30 elite rogue skeletons, 15 death X skeletons, 10 blazing slimes, and 5 reapers. Now you're a little confused because you thought you already killed all the enemies in this area. If you come to these 2 rocks right here, there's a hole in the ground. If you come through this hole in the ground and squeeze through these rocks, you'll be in the volcanic depths. Here you'll find the same things, basilic cores, basilic veins, but then there will be a new rock. For example, there's volcanic rock, which it takes 100 mine power to be able to destroy, but there's also new enemies as well. There's elite rogue skeleton, which just insta-killed me because I have no armor on. Oh my god. Hold on, let me just put on my armor real quick. And then there's the reapers. As you can see, this guy is having a hard time defeating him. He is the hardest enemy in the game. Even me at level 106, some of the best armor in the game, I can barely kill them. So you might need some help from your friends like I had. But the reason why I'm showing you these enemies, it's not just because of these quests. The best essence you can get in this game is the superior essence. If you come over to the enchanter, which is right across from the rune maker that I showed you guys earlier, we click on our mushroomite iron hands from earlier. It says that we can enhance our iron hands, and we have a 100% chance if we have 1 medium, 1 small, and 2 tiny essences. You get those from the enemies you already killed, so you should already have a bunch of them. Once you enhance once, you can enhance again, and once you get to enhance 3, you unlock a rune slot. But now that we're here, our craft chance goes down to 70%. It also takes a greater essence, which you get from killing those harder enemies, but you can fail. And once you get to +5, then it will take the superior essences. And once you get to +6, you get +2 runes to put on every single item. Now I'm going to show you my biggest tip that no one ever even talks about for some reason, and I only just found this out a few days ago, which is the reason why I have so much money. If you come over to the ore guy, the guy I said before that we do not like, and you scroll down, you can see that you can sell your essences. For some reason, no one ever talks about this, but if you sell your superior, your greater, and your epics, those are the 3 things that you get from killing those enemies down in the underworld. When I click accept on this, look at this money, 20,125, and that's for killing enemies for not even 5 minutes. So now I did that and I just got 20,000 gold. That is one of the biggest things that no one even talks about, and it's one of the best ways to make money. Now I have almost $400,000. Now the last thing that we're going to go over is what ores you need for the best armor. If we come to the craft and we go to armor, it's a little confusing because it doesn't state what any of it does. Each legendary ore has its own ability. For example, Ior has a damage boost. Firite catches your enemies on fire. Mithril is extremely good for armor, as well as darkryte, which is the hardest ore currently to get in the game. And you get all of those from mining those volcano rocks that we talked about earlier. So for example, my chest plate that I'm currently wearing, it does 183, and I boosted it up to +5, so it does 229. This chest plate is made out of darkryte, firite, mithril, and ores. And the reason I don't have it on all my stuff is because this stuff is extremely hard to get, but in my own opinion, this is the best layout for armor in the game currently. Now for weapons, it's a different story. I currently have a darkryte uchi katana, which is not the best katana, by the way, in the game. There's 2 different versions of a katana that you can get. It's either uchi katana or a tachi. The tachi is a 1 in 2 chance of getting, and you usually get a uchi katana every time you craft. My katana, by the way, is actually really good, and what I made it out of is darkryte, demonyte, firite, and ores. The biggest reason why I choose this layout for my stuff is because I am a demon. If you're not a demon and you're like an angel, you might want to go for something different, mainly because I'm kind of going for aesthetic. So since I'm fire, my stuff's going to be made out of the things that look like fire and red. And I know it's not like you're going to become level 100 overnight. This game does take a lot of grinding, but with these tips and tricks, it should happen a lot faster than it happened for me. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave a like. And if you want to see more of the Forge videos on my channel, just leave a comment letting me know. And yeah, guys, it's been your boy Server, and I'm out. Peace.